The separation had to occur inside the home because we literally just couldn't afford for either of us to leave. And so I think being in the house gave us the opportunity to see that growth that he was referencing in each other.
Yeah.
And I got to see growth in him that had nothing to do with me, because I believe that in the past, like, all of his changes were geared towards satisfying me. And that's not sustainable.
You're not my mother's son, but you're my mother's son. Cause though your mother has sons, she got other sons. All your brothers call me brother, I'm the other one. And you showed up to be a brother, but I wanted one.
What we all needed is more than just a podcast.
It's a community of strong individuals connected on the basis of friendship,
transparency, accountability, healing, and growth. Come join the conversation and share in the space that makes us all better.
Our hope is that you find something that you need.
Real friends. Real friends. Where would I be without my Hey son, who gon' ride for me like my day?
Peace, y'all. As you should side, welcome to another episode of What We All Needed. I'm excited about you joining us for this episode called Our Relationship is Better Than Yours. For this episode, you'll see that the wives of our three brothers, Colin, Sean, and Ali, join us to have some conversation about their relationship, their struggles, some of the things they've made it through, some of the fun that they like to have. And then y'all can join us on our Patreon for the spicy stuff. But ultimately, we're going to see whose relationship is really the strongest. Now, I get to lead this conversation and trust that, based off our pillars of accountability and transparency, holding some people accountable. Let's see how honest and transparent they're going to be. But tap in. We're about to get into it. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your friends and share this with somebody who may enjoy our content. Love y'all. Peace.
Oh, y'all look good. Everybody look real good.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Afternoon. Yeah, this morning over here, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
So we want to get into our intros the way we do. And we'll start with Team Haynes.
What's up? It's your boy Colin. I'm a great husband to this one right here. And a best friend.
Michelle, I guess I'm his wife.
Thank you. I'm Sean. Half man, half amazing. Proud husband. Proud father. Just a lover of life.
And I am Latavia, Sean's wife, also a lover of life, proud wife, mom, all that good stuff. Thanks for having me.
Yo, what's up, good people? You know what it is. It's Ali, the kingdom builder, the culture cultivator. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. It's just your boy Ali, the noble one. Proud husband for 15 years. Been with this lovely lady for 20. What's your name, Booty Bot?
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Nakia. Very happy to be here with all of you, my bros and my sisters. I am, of course, his wife, best friend, partner, business partner, mom, career woman, all the things. So happy to be here as well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, Team Haynes, the Nickel Six, and Ali Strong. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all know who it is. You should side. Recording artist, motivational speaker, master certified professional coach, and doctoral professor. And I get the opportunity to host today, right? I don't even have to do a whole lot of my own stuff. I get to host and just, kind of guide these folks through some great conversations. But y'all know how it goes. So for our new listeners who are here, we appreciate you for listening in today. I kind of want to give you a run through of what the day is going to look like. We always start with a game. So we're going to play a little, husband or wife this or that this morning. They kind of figure out if they really know each other or not. And then after that, we're going to get into some hot topics. We'll have something light later, and then we'll finish with some work in the winter, just talking about how we get through our day. And then if you are a Patreon subscriber, you will get an extended version. So stay tapped in. Y'all ready for this game?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Let's go.
So for our listeners, this is what we did. I created some questions and sent them a survey to get them to respond this or that. And so right now, I'm going to put the wives on the hot seat, and then later the husband will be on the hot seat. But this is what it looks like. So wives, I'm going to ask you the questions that you got in the survey, but instead of you answering for yourself, you're going to answer for your husbands.
So when I ask you the question, I'm going to oppose, right? A, this, B, this. You hold up the side that you think reflects your husband's choice, Once we call out those answers, husbands, you will hold up your cards to verify whether your wives know you as much as they think they do or not. And of course, because you all get it in your answers, I'm going to make sure you stay honest. But I trust y'all. Any questions before we get started?
Hey, I just want to say, can you please watch the Haynes, because they be having signals.
Gee.
I don't know sign language. I'm learning.
Just because we spanked them in everything we ever played.
Hey, Ali, you know that about them as well, man. That's
thank you, bro. Thank you.
That's crazy, bro. When you have favor the way we do.
Come on.
Sometimes people they don't know. They don't know.
That spin.
It doesn't make sense. They just win all the time.
I'm sorry, that's all that.
And I'm gonna give y'all all the space y'all need to be competitive. I'm gonna join the ranks one day and I'm gonna whoop them. All right, cool. All right, so wives, are you ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Got cards. I just take these cards. I want to make sure your cards are facing the right direction. Can I see your A and your B?
Oh, that's a good question.
I got you, B. All right, good. Okay, yeah. Okay, good.
You gotta like.
Okay. Yeah, Taylor, you have to turn yours upside down.
There you go. Now you good now.
All right,
that's
cool.
a nice B. That's like when you learn
the perfectionism.
He said Sean over there tracing B's with the big number 2 pencil and the dotted line in the middle.
Yeah.
I like that. He did not do that.
It's just architectural blocking. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that.
Understood.
And
respect.
They make computer.
All right, so wives, let's get to it. First question. In relationship to vacation spots, would your husband prefer A, a beach getaway, or B, a mountain retreat? 1, 2, 3, answers up. All right, so Michelle says that her husband Colin would enjoy A, a beach getaway. Tavia says that Sean would enjoy B, a mountain retreat. And Nakia says Ali would enjoy B, a mountain retreat. All right, fellas, keep your answers up. Keep your answers up, ladies. Fellas, 3, 2, 1, validate. So it seems like Michelle got it right. Tavia got it right. And Ali Strong is one down right now.
Come on, see? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
20 years over there. All right.
Listen. It's still early.
All right, next question. I see everybody got the mugs. I'm missing out. All right, so next question. Resolving conflict. When it comes to resolving conflict, would your husband prefer to A, talk things out immediately, or B, take space to calm down? Ladies, 3, 2, 1, answers up. All right, Michelle says A for Colin. Tavia says A for Sean. And says A for Ali. Fellas, 3, 2, 1, validate.
Oh, what I have?
So we gotta work it out.
All right, so all the fellas agree with their wives on this when they say the answers are correct. They would all love to A.
You gotta write that down.
Take things or talk things out immediately.
Are we gonna debrief on that or not?
No, I'm about to say Michelle don't want to work it out immediately, but that's what I would decide.
That wasn't the question.
We not worried about what your wife would do right now.
Right.
It's about what she would do right now.
So we'll circle back. We'll circle the back.
3. When it comes to emotional expression, would your husband prefer to A, openly express their feelings, or B, deal with their emotions privately? 3, 2, 1. Ladies, present your answer.
Come on, Tavia cheating.
Oh my cheating.
4.5 seconds.
Michelle selected A. All ladies selected A, which is openly express their feelings. Fellas, 3, 2, 1, validate.
Since when?
Oh, wait a minute.
On of gang signs. All right, so it seems that Michelle got it wrong. Colin with B, prefer to deal with his emotions privately. Tavia did get it right. Sean would prefer to express his emotions openly.
He would prefer that, but he don't do it.
Oh man.
Now I don't
today, huh?
Hey, listen.
We
and I
capping
don't quite know what Ali. What was your answer, bro?
It's Ali, bro. Like y'all already know what it is. I express my emotions.
You gotta express your emotions,
Yeah,
period. My brother gonna express his emotions.
Built like that.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the score right now?
We're winning.
Yeah, the
That's the
next
score.
The Nickels are
That's
winning.
because he's lying.
Listen, I wasn't up yet on the first question, so
As soon as they get it wrong, she turned on her team.
Right?
Y'all about to be beefing. Y'all about to win this a live argument.
For whatever emotions I express, it's probably a lot more that I suppress. So that's why I pick it. I pick and choose my battles. Most of the time, I just eat that. I'm like,
All right, look, next question. We're going to be at 15 minutes. Take it, Sean. We're going to be at 15 minutes. All right, 4, initiating intimacy. Would your husband, ladies, prefer to receive subtle hints, which is A, or B, a direct approach to initiating intimacy? 3, 2, 1. Ladies, hold up your answers.
repeat the question.
Yeah. When it comes to initiating intimacy,
wife,
does your husband prefer you to give subtle hints or have a direct approach? A is subtle hints, B is direct approach. All right, so Michelle says B, direct approach for Colin. Tavia says A, subtle hints for Sean. And Nakia says B, direct approach for Ali. Fellas, 3, 2, 1, validate.
I actually can't remember what I put.
All right, so everybody knows their husband in this category except for Tavia.
That's petty.
He's not being honest, Michelle.
Tavia suggested A.
They be lying. Maybe they be lying.
Too many things about me that's subtle.
Ask what's the score, Yusha?
Yeah,
What's that? I can see that.
We're all tied now.
We're all tied.
Hey, Michelle, you held up B?
Yes.
Yeah,
He lied.
I just want but in the data, he chose A, subtle hints.
Oh, my bad. I can't remember what I picked.
He said that he couldn't remember.
See how they? I told you.
It depends on the day. It depends on the day.
Colin said, what you gonna put up,
Hey,
baby?
y'all down bad, baby.
What you gonna put up?
Hey, look.
Just
That
know
was
you're
fun.
going to be held accountable.
That's one of the questions when I read it. It was tough for me to answer that.
I wasn't sure if it was the way
I
you read
texted him
it.
the
I
other
wasn't sure
night
if it
and
was the
said,
other
come
way
fuck
around.
me.
That's what
Yeah.
I would.
And you was like, okay.
Yeah, but he said, what I want to give subtle hints or direct approach, right?
No.
No, the questionnaire said, what
This
is
Oh.
is the problem.
principle?
Man, I had
Go ahead.
an Ali moment. My bad.
Question 5. All right. Sounds like the Ali's and Nichols are tied. And
No.
the Haynes-
Yeah.
Is sure? All
yeah,
right.
yeah. Y'all got one wrong. The Nichols got one wrong. And then Team Haynes got 2 wrong. 5. Public affection. In terms of public affection, would your husband prefer A, to hold hands in public, or B, keep it private? 3, 2, 1. Ladies, hold up your answers.
It's the
Michelle.
holding hands thing.
A,
No, that was
hold
the.
hands. Tavia said A, hold hands. Nakia said A, hold them hands. Fellas, tell your truth. 3, 2, 1. Valid.
To a place that only
You really got this wrong.
All right. So it sounds like Team Haynes got this right.
Controversy.
No, I think that's
I hold hands in public.
Ali would prefer to keep it private.
And you don't do it.
Ali is capping on
I'm
that.
about to say, bro,
Period.
Right.
Her cap a lot.
pretty.
He had a lag or something. He had a glitch when he was.
It's
Ali
because,
be all over his wife.
it's
period.
because you also didn't add in skipping. You should. That's why he didn't pick that.
Oh, skipping.
Wow.
Hey, yo, cold-blooded. All right.
Nigga said skip. All right.
Next question. All right, when it comes to managing disagreements, wives, would your husband prefer to A, apologize first, or B, wait for you to apologize first? 3, 2, 1. Answers up.
I know everybody's answer on this.
A. So Michelle picked A, apologize first. Both Tavia and Nakia picked B, wait for their wives to apologize. All right, fellas, 3, 2, 1, validate. Michelle was right. Tavia was wrong. Nakia was right.
Yeah. Does that mean we're all tied again? Yeah, we're all tied.
We back in this thing.
Hey. We appreciate y'all. See, that's that flavor I talk about.
95-degree, 8. Every time I hear 8, that's what I think. I just feel like that song about to come on. All right, number 7. Extended family boundaries. In extended family boundaries, wives, would your husbands prefer A, to have limited family boundaries, or to limit the family boundaries, or B, keep things open to family input? 3, 2, 1. What was your choice for them? So Michelle says that Colin would A, want to limit family boundaries. Tavia also says A. And the key over there trying to get Ali's answer before she read it.
Can you repeat the question?
You got
They on the line trying to pass information.
Come on,
My
the key.
My hands up.
3, 2, 1. We're going to get a disqualification.
Can I phone a friend?
No,
Can you repeat the question?
Comes to extended family boundaries, would your husband rather A, limit family boundaries, or B, be open to family input on your marriage?
But didn't it say limit family influence?
No.
It was an interestingly worded response.
Okay. It really was.
Well, A, everybody chose A. Their husbands would choose to limit family input or influence, or have limit on family boundaries.
You felt
so, fellas, validate.
I knew it.
Everybody agree but Ali. Ali wants a little open. He's open to family input. Is that the Nigerian in you?
That's Ali though.
And it's who he considers family is key on.
Well, I only said that because community tribe. You know what I'm saying? And I've read a book I suggested here, which is The Spirit of Intimacy, which talks about a tribe in Africa where everything, all information is family. Everything, even all the rituals, is about family input.
I think for me, it's just because that's where I come from. And the team Haynes, they said it, you know what I mean? And it depends on who it is. And I think everybody should have counsel. So,
respect. All right, final question. Who's up? I think Team Haynes and Team Nichols is up, and then Ali's is down one. All right, cool. For all the marks.
You can't let these newlyweds beat us.
In terms of your husband's thoughts, who do you think your husband would think is more dominant in a relationship? Larry? A, would he think that he was more dominant in a relationship? Or B, would he say that you're more dominant in a relationship? A, he thinks he's more dominant. B, he thinks you're more dominant. 3, 2, 1, answers up.
What was A?
A, he thinks he's more dominant.
This is too hard.
It ain't hard, bro.
Oh, no.
All right, so Michelle said B, her husband thinks that she's more dominant. Tavia says Sean thinks he's more dominant. And Nakia says Ali thinks he's more dominant. 3, 2, 1, fellas, validate.
I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, all right.
Man, here we go.
All right.
It's cool. We got an answer key, so go ahead.
I don't know what I picked.
Yeah.
Colin, I know what society thinks.
Colin, you picked A.
Yeah. So yeah.
Think you're more dominant.
I told he willing to take one for the team if he got a
I don't remember what I picked. You saw how difficult it was for her to answer that?
That's
That's
where
not,
you just
Yeah,
know that
what made that so difficult for you to answer, Michelle?
Well, because I have a more like aggressive personality. Colin is very like laid back, but that's why I'm like, what you mean by dominant? Because it don't mean he not no doormat. You know what I'm saying? It just was difficult, but it just depends. I'm gonna be more of the rah rah. He's not gonna do that.
ain't nobody about to be more
the
dominant.
word dominant, I think, is the.
It was funny.
I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's a doormat, but you know. But I asked that question for y'all. All right, so cool. Let's get into it. I think the Nichols actually come out with that victory in
That's
this case.
crazy.
The newlyweds.
Let's talk about the years. So Team Haynes.
First and foremost, guys, I just want to thank God.
Oh.
I want to thank me.
Get me in.
Hey, Sean, you got on a turtleneck?
You usually host this segment.
You got on a turtleneck or no?
Nah, he got a half neck. He got a half neck. You can't
mock neck.
but you know he don't have a neck. So
just a beard, bro.
He like, what's up, y'all?
It just bleeds in with the shadow because you got that silverback right there. You can definitely you can see the color contrast.
I already know what time it is.
Hey, dog. Hold on, because my silverback growing in. I can't.
Fall it into the gray void. All right, so look, real quickly for our listeners, I want to talk about years real quick. So, Team Haynes, how many years y'all got in the game?
14 and some change.
14 married.
14 married, yeah.
14 married. Team Nichols?
4 years married, 5.5 together.
All right, cool. And Ali Strong?
20 years together, 15 years married.
All right.
15 and a half.
How long we been together?
19.
Like 18,
19.
We like right there.
Yeah. We're a year behind all these on everything.
All right, cool. Thank you for that. And so the crew who's been together 4 years knows more about each other. All right, cool.
Petty.
They fresh.
You know, it's how people grow in different ways. You know, you just got to keep up with the growth. So let's see if they still know each other, you know, like that 15 years from now.
Right.
11 years.
Look, Sean. What I got?
Hey, the man gloss out.
You got your lip gloss.
Man gloss, man.
Don't let him do it.
Gloss.
Hey, where yours at, Sean? Don't
Hey,
touch.
what's the name of your color for your lip gloss? The accountant.
Not the accountant.
The accountant.
I'm telling y'all, man. We're going to have wigs for the wives. We're going to have a man gloss line. I got it, man. I got y'all on the market.
You had to bring me in this, and I wasn't even in this. I had to be part of it.
I'm just giving all of our products for our listeners, man.
Yeah, we gonna have a product too. I got a product for you. I'm gonna save it till later though, because I'm not good at jokes. So by the time I say it, it's gonna sound mean. So I'm you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna be joking.
We got a product for you, Colin. It's in a big package.
No,
yeah, you took it too far. How you know the package big, dog?
Right.
You wildin', Sean.
Hey, start over. Go back to the intro. Start over.
It's all getting bad.
Start over.
Now Ali want to know.
Start over. This is what we all needed. This is a podcast.
Hopefully you get what you need. Listen, I have the
Wow.
I have the great opportunity of talking to these couples today. We live in a landscape. Where people are understanding more and more the importance of reestablishing the connection, the relationship, and the value of Black family, starting with the Black man and the Black woman getting married. Being a single person on the dating market, we run into a lot of different conversations about what it really looks like to be in this process. And we thought that it would be a great opportunity just to share with you some valuable information for those who have been able to stay here. So whether you are single and you're looking to be married, you're single and you're not looking, but you want to be one day, or you're married and maybe you're in a space where you want to hear from other couples how they may be dealing with things, this is the place to be today. I promise you're going to get something that you need. And I know these couples, so I have some interesting questions for them, but I definitely want them to tap in. So this is what I want to know first and foremost, right? We are on the dating market, y'all, and I'm experiencing a lot of people who are basically saying, hey, if it ain't smooth sailing, if there's too much friction up front, that just makes me feel like this ain't it, right? That ain't what it's gonna be, right? They needed to be fairy tale-ish. It needs to be love at first sight. We looked at each other's eyes and it was just flowing and it was smooth sailing. And so for those of you, y'all have been in the game, what, 15 years, 20 years. Let me know, was it smooth sailing for y'all up front, right? Did y'all just see each other one day, lock eyes, and happily ever after? Or did y'all experience some... I want to start with the Ali's on this
one. Go ahead.
So I would say there was a little bit of a lot. For me, my spirit of discernment led me to Ali. I saw him on campus before we even started dating and said, that's going to be my husband. And so it was like, yes, I saw him and it was a thing, but was dating and it didn't happen immediately. But when we did start dating, because of just how quickly we started dating after I had got out of a previous relationship, it was just, the ex was intervening and he was like, whoa. My previous energy in past relationships was like, I felt like I had to always defend and protect myself. So my energy was high in responding to a lot of things. So after a couple of interactions, Ali was like, whoa, like, we ain't got to do that. We don't have to communicate like that. So it was a couple of things in the beginning that we had to experience minimal to get us on the same page. But it was definitely, I would say, like the love at first sight, the spirit of discernment, the fireworks and everything. But just being young, 18, and the timing of just how quickly for me, I went from one relationship to the other. There was confusion there and a little bit of conflict that I think because of our intentionality in knowing what God was leading us to with each other, we were very intentional in working through those things fast, like failing fast and not allowing it to define what we were trying to become. So, that's, if I can.
Nah, yeah, I ain't trying to be long with it. I'll circle back once everybody else.
That's beautiful. Thank you. What I hear there, right, and you emphasized it too on the spirit of discernment, right? So you was like, there was definitely fireworks, right? It was definitely like we were in there, but there were so many different obstacles in the way. And so what I hear for people to kind of grasp here is like, yes, all of the fire was there, but I wasn't in the right space. My mindset wasn't in the right space. There was some misalignment, and specifically you used the word confusion, right? And we know they said God don't deal in confusion, right? That's the devil. So obviously there was blocks in the way. From your perspective, Ali, right? Did you feel like you had the same discernment about the kid? Like you looked at her and was like, this is my wife, or that's something that you figured out over time?
Yeah. And I just come from maturity and me just being in relationships my entire life, even up until 19. And knowing the spirit of discernment, right? Knowing what my wife looks like. And she was what my wife looked like, what I envisioned. When I say she's literally the woman of my dreams, she is. And so when I saw that, I just, I had an opportunity. We was in a computer lab one day and she hit me with the, her friend, one of her friends hit me with the, don't he be dressing nice? And she was like, yeah, I be peeping him. And once I heard that, it was it was no turn back. It wasn't. We moved in together after 6 months. So, it is what it is.
We moved pretty fast too. That's the other thing that kind of caused a little conflict. Just everything just went really fast for us. Not intentionally. We were just following God's lead and just not just being obedient to what our spirit of discernment for each other was guiding us to, but dealing with the, you 18, 19, you still got, little homie hitting your phone and you got to be like, oh, chill, like I got somebody. So it's those little things that we had to work through while we were in college. I would say within the first couple of months, but by then we were locked in. After 2 months, we were locked and loaded, and it was what it was.
And then there's two things I want. We saw our value very, very early on. I remember when she said, even though she said she went through some things in her relationship, when those things would happen to me, I remember one thing I told her, I said, look, I don't want to be mad at you. Right? This is early on in our relationship. Like, it hurts me to be mad at you. So we were very intentional about the value that we had. We saw it, and we were just like, we didn't want to let it go.
I love it.
I love that. Thank y'all for that. What I hear in both of your responses was this belief that this was my husband and this was my dream girl carried you through the moments. You held that value over the challenges or difficulties, but it was not just smooth sailing. Yeah, receive that. Let's move over to Team Haynes. I'm going to go to y'all next. Did y'all experience the, that's my guy, right? Or was it, challenge, difficulty?
No. We didn't. No, it was nothing like that. I had no interest romantically in Colin when we first met, and I had a boyfriend too.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up exchanging numbers with him anyway, because my boyfriend wasn't shit. So, I still gave him my number, but we just was talking. We were friends, platonic friends for 2 whole years without doing anything, crossing any lines or anything like that. But I was aware of his interests. And then one day we were riding. I couldn't find anybody to ride with me to Virginia because I had to go to traffic court. And none of my friends would ride with me. But I knew this guy would do anything. So I called him and I'm like, can you ride with me to Petersburg, Virginia? He was like, okay. It's a school day, so nobody went to miss classes. He misses all his classes, everything. So we go do that. On the ride back, it's like a 2.5 hour ride back. He turns the music down and he's like, so what you think about us? And I was like, us what? So I've never thought about that. And so it was an awkward 2 hour ride. But what that did was planted a seed that I just literally never thought about. I was so trapped in my own drama and my own chaos because it was very chaotic for me in that time of my life. And I started thinking about it after that. And I remember looking at him one day and I was like, his locks getting a little long.
It's time. It was a time ago, folks.
Because when I first met him, they was like up here, and I was like, don't like that. But they was starting to grow out and stuff, and I was like getting to know his personality and stuff. And I was like, we can give this a try. So we had a very slow walk into it, building a genuine friendship. But I would say that is what has kept and sustained us through all these years, that friendship foundation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and if I could say that for you, it was probably taking a chance on something different because I didn't fit the mold of her normal type, I guess.
Yeah.
But the only thing I'll add is that similar to it wasn't love at first sight, like, oh, that's my wife, but I always knew one of the things that God told me early in my life that I was going to find my wife in college. Mm-hmm. So maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, I was probably always open to interactions in school, knowing that one of these is going to be my wife. Like I said, she straight friends on me for 2 years, and I'm so glad that she did that. But probably somewhere in that time frame, it was happening to me. I was like, oh, these are qualities. This is like the type of woman I want to spend more time with. And at some point, that's probably why I pressed her out like that. I'm like, I gotta see if this is something, because it feels better than anything I'm experiencing, and it's just friendship. It's not even no physical, nothing happening. So, yeah.
What did you do in that time period, Colin? And thank you for that truth. Were you engaging with other people or
fucking them hoes?
Hey, this is a PG-13 podcast. No, I'm sorry. No, we were both straight friends and had other situations.
Yeah, we were on our
own. She said, she had a boyfriend. She would talk to me about her dudes. I would tell her about stuff going on with girls. We were still out doing our thing, but I also had no desire. I had such a toxic high school relationship. By the time I got to college, I was like, I'm not doing no relationships in college. So I had no desire for an exclusive relationship anyway. Even when I asked about us, it was just about being more than friends. But my thought still wasn't let's be official and exclusive.
Oh, you trying to hit the cheeks?
Yeah.
Initially, at them but when she put me in the friend zone, yes. Fast forward to later, I was like, I want to see what this would look like. Friends with benefits, more
and that was
dating and stuff.
And that was look, Colin, it worked out for you, brother. But you are the definition of the opposite sex friendship that wait in the whip, bro. You are.
I was about to say that he's definitely waiting
I
on
would
the
say he didn't play a role of his attraction was made known. So it's not like he was pretending like, oh, I'm just your genuine friend. And
That's
hope
cool.
one
He
day
waited for 2
but he
years.
still was the
That's
friend
cool.
waiting in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like those people they act like they're genuine friends and they really just trying to tap. He expressed his
Nah,
desire.
it don't be like that. I feel like it'll always be some dude who want to talk to the girl and she friends on him. He'd be like, nah, it's cool. We can be friends. You know what I'm saying? And he play friend.
It might. Hey, look, I could say
It
it might
don't matter. Y'all 15 years in. Sean and Tavia, listen.
started
Do y'all have anything on this? Do y'all have anything on it?
I mean, when we obviously we've only been married for 4 years. We been together for 5.5 years, so we were older when we met each other. So we were both in a different space of intentionality. But honestly, when I met Sean, we met at church. I saw him. I was like, damn, okay, let me see what's up. But I really wasn't. I was kind of out of the mindset of like trying to find my husband, find my soulmate, because that hadn't worked out for me. So I really wasn't, in a mindset of I'm looking for my husband or I'm looking for my husband to find me. I thought he was very attractive. But he was in a relationship when we met. So we saw each other at church. We kind of tried to keep it cute. And I might have shot my shot a couple times just to see what's up. And then it finally got revealed that he had a girlfriend. So then I really backed off from it. But once we, got together, we really were intentional about our futures together. So it was like straight to business, how do our lives commingle? We're in a blended family. So it was really understanding how that dynamic worked out for us to be in a relationship together.
So a very intentional process of really just getting through the weeds on things. So not necessarily that time to just be in love. It was also like, we got stuff to do. We got work to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and we've said it a few times, consciously within our relationship, but it's more so growing in love versus the fact that we fell in love and we were just so head over heels. Like we were just very intentional about everything. I think to go back to what you were asking about the issues or the friction in the beginning, I think for me personally, that was one of the things that helped to guide me down the path to know that this was my wife to be, because we did not have friction, right? And so that was beneficial for me, because to me it was God revealing that this is a reminder whenever you need it, because you're gonna face some issues when you get married, but this is a reminder when needed that of how you guys can effectively work together, the fact that y'all are really friends, the fact that you don't have to force things, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I'm hearing, thank you from that, from the Nichols, what I'm hearing from all three cases, right, is that there's no specific right or wrong, right? There's no right or wrong way to get there. But what I do hear is virtues, right? From the Ali's, I hear belief, a strong core of belief that took them through the problems. The Team Haynes, I actually hear patience. And that took them to a place where they could connect. And then, from the Nichols, I hear purpose, right? So I hear belief, patience, and purpose. And it would be dope to see all three of those in one space. All right, cool. So thank you for that answer. I want to move to another answer. Like I said, I prefaced the first one, or another question. I prefaced the first one by thinking about, singles and what would be good for them and them entering into this space. We also live in the space of the era where people are often like, I can do bad all by myself, right? So as Sean referred or implied, you're always going to have problems. And I think so many people are like, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm going to have headaches or experience difficulty or struggle. I don't want to deal with that. I want to be in my peace era. I want to be everything feng shui, right? And I can do that by myself. 15 years, 20 years, 40 years. I want to know, right? Have y'all experienced a point, or talk about a time that you've experienced a point in your marriage where y'all weren't good. Y'all was struggling. Talk about that time. How'd you get through it? I want to start with Team Haynes on this. Difficult moment. Talk about it. How'd y'all get through it?
You wanna go? Want me to go?
You can go. Which one? I mean,
Right, right. There's several options. So I mean, you want a specific incident or just an area?
I mean, specifics would help. I think would help kind of fine tune, you know, what y'all dealt with, how y'all got through that versus
Yeah.
something that's broad.
Something that's relatable that people could.
Yeah, I mean, so I'll be a little more transparent. We've been transparent on some other platforms with this part, but it's a lot of people know, and if you don't know, we were separated at one point for about what you said, like 6 months, maybe
6 to 8 months.
Yeah, like 6 to 8 months. So we were separated at a point due to some lying that I was doing. I've always been transparent and sharing that that's been my struggle, right? Is dishonesty and transparency. That's been my growth area over the past so many years. And it led to our separation at one point. And the separation was real to the point where we were both pretty confident that this was the end of Team Haynes. I tried all I could do to save it and keep it together. But I think it's just been too many instances where I just lost too much trust. And it got to a point where I was like, yeah, she's done. It's a wrap. And that was an extremely difficult time for me personally. Where we were in life, like geographically, we weren't in community. We were isolated on the other side of the country from family and friends. Career challenges and shifting during the time. So it was just a lot going on to get through that. And normally, whenever I would go through rough things in life, like I would go through it with my best friend, but it was with her. So I didn't even have that and having to lean on other people. So it was very challenging. How we got through it, and without getting into all the weeds, was I had to let her go. I got advice from someone in ministry that told me, like, hey, if you really want your wife back, you have to let her go. You have to surrender her back to God, release ownership of her, and acknowledge that, like, hey, this is your child. This is your work in progress, not mine. And I just want to reconnect with you and myself. And so once I took the attention off of trying to fix this and just focus on me and God, that's when the healing started. And because what we found out later was that she was on the same journey, and we saw bits of it, right? Like she was on the same journey in her own personal life and building her own tribe and community and connecting with God. And so it's almost like this thing of a triangle where we're here, we're apart, but then as we getting closer to God, we finding that we're getting closer to each other. And it's almost like we kind of fell in love with each other again. And it's like, all right, let's figure this out now. Let's figure out what this new marriage looks like, because that thing got broke. We're going to just rebuild from scratch. And that's what we've been doing since then.
Thank you for that, Colin. Thank you for that transparency. Michelle, if you're willing to speak on what I would love to hear from you is like, not to delve deep in that revisit, but I want to give people a connector point to that moment. What were you feeling during that time? Colin said she was gone. It wasn't, she won't coming back. What were you feeling?
That I was done. And I had even started talking to like divorce attorneys, trying to figure out like the next step. And I'm gonna tell you, God is so intentional, because I think the only we were forced to kind of deal with things because I couldn't afford to leave, because I had lost my job. I lost my contract. I was a government contractor at the time, and I had lost my contract. And a little bit before that, he had lost his job. Like when it first happened, he lost his job like the same day.
That day.
So he coming home to me going off, throwing blows, everything, and he got fired that day. So money was already getting funny. We in LA County with a mortgage. Money already getting funny. And then fast forward, he gets back to work very quickly. That's one thing about him. He gets back to work in about 3 weeks. Then I lose my job. And so the separation had to occur inside the home, because we literally just couldn't afford for either of us to leave. And so I think being in the house gave us the opportunity to see that growth that he was referencing in each other.
Yeah.
And I got to see growth in him that had nothing to do with me, because I believe that in the past, like, all of his changes were geared towards satisfying me. And that's not sustainable.
Mm.
And I think that if you're not growing with God and you're not being obedient to God and you don't have a real relationship of your own with God, you can't do anything for me. And so I got to see him fall in love with himself and see him fall in love with God and see him just walk different and move different. I could tell his thought process was changing. And I felt that it was a more genuine change than I had ever seen before, because in the past it'd be like, oh, we would fall out, he'll cry, he'll say all the things, do all the stuff, and then be right back to the same bullshit. And so I think that that's what occurred. I don't even remember what the question was, but that's my side of what happened.
No, you answered it. I wanted to get more of your feelings during that time because, you know, Colin kind of gave it in a way of what happened. But I think, especially for our women who are listening in, you know, they want to know where you were in that space, right? Because that's the moment where the emotions get high. I'm hurt. I don't know how to come back from this. I don't know how to look at you. I don't want to look at you, right? It gets difficult. Before we transition to another couple, I would love to hear what, by sticking it out, right? Having to deal with the fact that I can't leave, I financially can't leave. God, it's funny. It feels like God had worked it all out in a way in which we had to kind of stay and watch each other. What did you learn on the other side? And, you know, what advice would you give a couple? Like what one or two things would you give a couple who might be in that space right now?
Well, I'll start by saying that is my one advice, because that worked amazing. It's like, hey, like, you don't own your partner, you don't control them, they do not belong to you, right? That's not your child. Only person you can control is you, and it's a scary thing, man. It's a scary thing to release that control, to release that ownership. But I've seen nothing but good on the other side of that. So that would be my major advice, is just encourage people to let them go and let God do what he's going to do. Don't try to manipulate the situation. Don't try to see, like, especially as men, because we're natural problem solvers. If I do this, then maybe we'll get that result. Stop all that. Just work on you and God. And if it's meant to be, you know, it'll work. I'll just leave it at that.
God will do the rest.
Yeah, that's the most important advice.
Mine would be similar to what we joked with Ali about earlier, but it's true. Family and community.
Yeah.
And who you're around in that season and who you're talking to and who you're allowing to speak to you and to speak to your situation is very critical. Extremely, extremely critical. Because if I were around a different set of people, like, it could have went the whole other way. But I remember during that season, Sean and I were both in a dark space at the same time. And we were talking every single day for hours, every single day. And Sean, even in probably one of his darkest moments, he was pouring into me, pouring life, speaking love, reminding me of who I was. And even when I couldn't see it, reminding me of who he was, and helping me with my perspective. And so that was really key and critical.
That's real.
That was too good to have a joke, and I'm sorry for the joke.
You had one brewing, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, yo, Colin, you owe this man a gift, bro. Like,
listen,
we give it to God first. Ali Strong, the Nichols, does this apply to y'all? If so, can y'all jump in and give way to it? Struggle.
Yeah, I mean, I'll summate in my opinion, I'll summate for us in that I think that the biggest challenge is real time every single day, and it's around communication. And it may be, I don't know, right? Because we're the youngest married couple on this, on the podcast. It may have something to do with us just continuing to learn our rhythm as we get older within the marriage. But I like to equate it to kind of when you take off, you think about a plane taking off or a plane landing, right? So you need traction, right? And so I look at the traction as the perceived friction, quote unquote. You need traction to be able to go down a runway, to take off, to elevate, or to get to another destination. You need traction to be able to land the plane, to arrive at the destination that you're intending to go to, right? And so if you equate that to communication, you all have been on planes where you have pilots that are able to take off and land effectively. You have some that might wake you up out of your sleep, right? And so I equate that to the communication. Our communication is the biggest area of improvement, regardless of whether we're trying to get somewhere or we're actually arriving somewhere, because we have different communication styles.
Yeah. And how do y'all deal with that? Thank you for that. I hear communication being an issue. One, and you gave the example of the pilot, right? Which pilot would you be, Sean?
Well, I would look at when I say the pilot, I'm looking at that as communication. That is that is what is taking us to the destination or allowing us to arrive at the destination, right? And so it could be smooth, it could be rocky, depending on how we communicate.
Yeah. I hear that, but I also want to challenge you. Which pilot are you? Are you the pilot who gives the smooth communication, or do you wake people out of their sleep?
I mean, I like to look at myself as somebody that likes to get it done. Whatever needs to be done for that scenario, I'm all for it.
I love you. I don't know why you sidestepping that answer.
Yeah, get your ass up.
He'll wake you up out your sleep.
Turbulence.
Hey.
Which pilot is he, Tavia?
He's a wake you up out your sleep pilot. But I mean, something that we have to, we're continuing to grow in understanding each other. Like, we have different backgrounds, we have different experiences. Just understanding why, it can be from our upbringings, why we communicate in certain ways, or why he's more direct than I am with, bringing forth conflict and things like that. So, I mean, it's just understanding each other, trying to meet each other where the other is, and just having empathy, like growing in empathy, understanding that I'm not going to communicate the way that he does, but try and listen to the meat of the conversation. So that we aren't, getting stuck on semantics or, getting stuck on a word that is not the bigger issue that we're trying to really understand. It's like, stay focused on making the main thing and not necessarily how someone is communicating. Because what I'm learning is the way the communication comes out is sometimes not even related to me or the situation. It could be more deeply rooted from, a past experience. And the same thing for me. So it's just growing and understanding so that we can land the plane a lot easier.
Yeah. And what I will say though, and this is something that prayerfully can help so many, but something that was recently shared with me by my wife that actually helped me and I appreciate it, is we were having conversations. So we were having issues, or we still continue to have issues around communication and how we communicate. But specifically in this situation for me, we got to a point where I continue to hear you are being aggressive or you are talking aggressively, so on and so forth, to the point where I literally would mentally go down a checklist of like, did I raise my voice? Did I say something that was sharp or brash? So on and so forth. And I would check those boxes. And then I would kind of push back like, well, how is that possible? Because I did not do this. I did not do that. I did not do that. Recently, what Tavia shared with me was the part that she just said, in that because she grew up in a household raised by her mother, she was not used to hearing a strong, confident man speak, right? And so that does not necessarily mean that it's me being aggressive. It's just something that she's not used to hearing, right? That helped me because now that allows me to not stay in this box of, oh, she's crazy, I don't know what she's talking about, it's nothing wrong with me, to now I appreciate you being transparent. Now I could really shine light on the areas that I do need to improve.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Cool. Thank you. I love the inclusion there of empathy, and having to hear the message beyond the delivery. I think there's a duality there, right? I think that there's one, right? We all know from communication that you have to know the person that you're speaking to, and you have to work on giving a delivery that they can receive. But I also love the duality of that, the other side, which is let me make sure that I'm being quiet. How much ego, right? How much ego has to be settled to hear the message beyond the messaging or the delivery? And how much ego has to be put aside to not take it personal when someone doesn't necessarily like the delivery? It requires, I know from experience, it requires a lot of ego to be put down on both sides. And I hear that in the word empathy. It's just like, yo, let me sit my ego aside and hear. Thank you for that. Ali Strong, y'all want to tap in on this?
Yeah, I actually want to add a different element, but I want to preface this by saying, like, because we're human, like, he gets on my nerves, I get on his nerves. I have very much the same experience as Tavia, like not having a male in the household. So his involvement was like throwing me off. I was like, whoa, you stepping on my toes. Like this, I'm supposed to do this because I saw my mom do everything. Mm-hmm. And so there was some growth and understanding there. But I want to bring a different element and say life is a challenge. You know, aside from the marriage things, right? Because we're human, we're gonna get on each other's nerves, all the things. But because we were so young, we've grown up together, and we've been able to pour into each other and mold each other for each other, right? But I think, especially for us, you know, and y'all know we be in our own little bubble, you know, we up here. And I think life, like, we forgot that life happens, right? So when you lose people, when you jobs and things like that, like having to partner around dealing with life, I don't think, why am I getting emotional?
You getting emotional.
I don't think, you know, because we're all in love. We're in love. We're on cloud nine, you know, and then like life starts happening. You graduating, jobs, student loans. And so just having to learn how to surf the waves of life, I think people need to have more intentionality in realizing that life will happen. And when you're choosing your partner and the person that you want to go through life with, to make sure that they have the characteristics or the ability, right, to grow in a space where you can survive life together, because it happens fast.
I love you, and I appreciate you bringing that in. I'm gonna push this. I'm looking at the time too, but I'm gonna push it. The kid said we on cloud nine. Boom, life hits, brings us down. Ali, tell me about a time that life hit y'all.
Oh yeah,
and it hit y'all good enough that your wife didn't show up the way you was used to her showing up. Let's talk about that.
We can, because I don't have an example. Be honest with you. And that's really what I was going to say is from the very beginning, Nakia and I are fighters, right? We don't duck no wreck. We run to the smoke. We stay where the fire is at. Individually, that's who we were, right? And then the other thing was we want to be successful, right? And so you put the fight in the like over like passion to be successful. You put those two people together, they're going to work together as hard as they can to solve an issue right when it happens. So very early on, what she's talking about, we experienced life even at 19. You know what I mean? I think 2 years later, I lost my father, right? And so, you know what I mean? We just...
Not even 2 years later.
Yeah, I mean, like, we dealt with a lot of stuff, and to what she said, by ourselves, right? And that allowed us to practice our fighting skills, right? Our problem-solving skills. And every time we have an issue, every time life hits us, whether it was an ectopic pregnancy, whether it's a money issue, whether it's, you know, a mother-in-law issue, you know what I'm saying? With that, and the Haynes know what's up. They don't never see us run from it. We run right to it. And we talking about it. We trying to figure it out. And that's, I mean, when she talking about life and how we get emotion, because like we go through shit. It may not look like we going through shit, but we go through shit every single day. And every single day, we run into the fight to figure out how to solve the problem. We ain't ducking it. We ain't tucking it underneath a pillow and putting it aside on the shelf, especially when that shit attack your values and your core values in your relationship. But yeah, nah, I'm just, she hit it on the spot.
Ready to fight right now. Let's go.
I'm ready to fight.
We don't run from the smoke. We stay where the fire is. And I'm glad that you said that, right? Because I hear in this, y'all are able to tackle these problems together because y'all stay in a place, right? Even goes back to the game for the day, right? When it comes to resolving conflicts, it's like, now we talk through it. We get through it. And I love that because so many people aren't dealing with that, right? They're dealing with where their spouse may be experiencing a difficulty, but they're suppressing or don't want to talk, or they get quiet and they don't want to work, right? They're not in the smoke. They're not fighting through it. They just like, I don't, and I'm not saying that either way is wrong or right? But that's not everybody's approach. Some people get depressed or they get, slumped. And I would have loved to have had something on that, but I think your approach is also good too. It's just like, hey, we both fighters, so we fight together. I want to move us forward. Look, we've had some heavy conversation for a second. Let's take us a quick little break. We do something called Something Light here at What We All Needed podcast. It's just a way to break up the heaviness of the main topic. But because we got our wives here today, we just going to switch it up, right? Earlier, we put our wives in a hot seat to see if they really knew their husbands. Right now, we're going to put our husbands in a hot seat to see if they really know their wives. Same way, fellas, I'm going to ask you the questions. You're going to hold up the answer that you think your spouse would give. And then your spouse is going to validate. Ladies, remember, I got the data from yesterday. So we're going to hold y'all accountable to the truths. Not the truth, the truths with an F. All right? So, fellas, y'all ready? Y'all got y'all A and B cards.
We're going to win this time.
All right, cool. Let's get it. First question, fellas, and we're going to move a little faster, too. First question, vacation spot. Would your wife prefer A, a beach getaway, or B, a mountain retreat? 3, 2, 1. Answers up. All right, all the fellas said A, that their wives would choose a beach getaway. Ladies, 3, 2, 1, validate. All right, so the fellas know their wives. All the ladies say, yes, we want to go to the beach. As a matter of fact, only one person
put on that
mountain retreat out of everybody, and that was Sean Nichols.
That is so Sean Nichols.
Number 2, I'm with you at the mountain retreat, bro. We're not together, but that's the one I would choose. All right, 2.
We can go one day.
Resolving conflict. All right, fellas, would your wife prefer to A, talk things out immediately, or B, take space to calm down? 3, 2, 1. Answers up.
Bloop, bloop.
I can't see yours. So Colin says B, Michelle would rather take space to calm down. Sean says the same thing for Tavia. And Ali says, nah, my wife, she wants all the smoke. She want to talk about it immediately. A. All right. Keep your cards up, fellas. Ladies. 3, 2, 1. Validate. The fellas are doing good. They know their wives. They know their wives. All the fellas were correct on this question.
The first one.
I didn't say which one.
All right, number 3, emotional expression. Fellas, in terms of emotional expression, would your wife prefer to A, be openly expressive about her feelings, or B, deal with her emotions privately? A, openly expressive about her feelings, or B, deal with her emotions privately? What is her preference? 3, 2, 1, cards up. All right. Colin chose A, openly express her feelings. Both Sean and Ali said that their wives would be rather deal with their emotions privately. Keep your cards up, fellas. Ladies, 3, 2, 1, validate.
I had a feeling the Ali's were going to be different.
Why would you pick that?
Colin was right. Ali got it wrong.
And you just said, don't duck the smoke. Stay by the fire.
Don't duck the smoke.
Nah, the disclaimer in that is I'm usually the one initiating like my emotions. We're talking about how we're handling our emotions. So I'm usually the one that's handling the emotion that brings out an emotion I didn't even know she had. You understand what I'm saying? So in my brain, I'm thinking like, oh, like, I didn't even know you were feeling that way. But hey,
we appreciate that.
All right, cool. So sounds like Team Haynes and Team Nichols is up. Ali Strong is 1 down. All right, cool. Let's get to number 4. When it comes to initiating intimacy, fellas, do you think your wife enjoys subtle hints? A, or does she enjoy B, a direct approach? Hey, baby, let's get to it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Cards up. So Colin says, hey, Michelle wants subtle hints. Sean says that Tavia wants subtle hints. Ali says, Nakia, hey, let's get to it, B. Cool. Ladies, 3, 2, 1, validate.
I had a feeling the Nichols were going to be, hey, what the heck?
I had a feeling, shut your ass.
Hey.
So Sean was wrong. His wife didn't do it.
Wow, yes. We be missing each other's hands anyway.
Colin was wrong. His wife want to get to it. Come on, man. She
want me to preheat the oven, though.
That don't have nothing to do with it.
I was confused with Sean's answer.
That's not what the question was.
He needs other things. I can just say what it is, and he's like, "Whoa, you're being aggressive."
The trauma response.
Hey, Sean, we gotta have a conversation, nigga.
So we all tired again.
So right now, Sean and Colin, they be having some difficulty approaching their wives in the intimacy section. They, you know what I'm saying, they need to get it together. But it sounds like the Ali's be with all the smoke. All right, good. B, they be in a direct approach. Next question, 5, public affection. Fellas, would your wife prefer A, to hold hands in public, or B, keep it private? 3, 2, 1, answer up. All right, so for those listening in, all the fellas chose A, that their wives would love to hold hands in public and stake claim on their man. Ladies, 3, 2, 1, validate.
There we go.
And all the ladies agree. Nigga, you better hold my hand. I think in marriage, holding hands in public is the equivalent to saying her name.
Wow. Wow.
He's taking. Seats taken. All right, so that's question number 5. I think everybody's tied up too. So everybody's gotten one wrong, if I'm correct.
Yep.
All right, number 6, managing disagreements. Fellas, would your wives prefer A, would they prefer to apologize first, which is A, or B, would they prefer to wait for you to apologize first? 3, 2, 1, answers up.
I'm about saying, no way you get this one.
All right, so Sean and Colin both think that their wives would love to wait for them to apologize first. And Ali says that his wife prefers to apologize first. I think he's trying to speak it into existence. 3, 2, 1. So Michelle, no, hold them up. I got to read them all. So Michelle would definitely love for Colin to apologize first. But Taylor says she don't want to apologizing first. So Sean got that wrong. And then Ali also got it right. His wife would actually love to just apologize first. She like, man, listen, I ain't trying to sit on this too long. Let's get through it.
I appreciate that.
I don't like smoke.
Stop.
All right, number 7, extended family boundaries. And I would just want to ask the question a little better for y'all. So fellas, right? They're going to be the same output. Fellas, would your wife prefer to A, limit family input or influence, or put limits on family, right? Or B, be open to family input in the marriage? 3, 2, 1, answers up. All right, so leave them up. Colin's answer is A. His wife would definitely love to limit family influence. Sean and Ali think that their wives are very okay with having some family input. Ladies, 3, 2, 1, validate. Michelle agrees with her husband. Tavia agrees with her husband. She definitely wants family input. And yeah, like, what you talking about, Ali? What you talking about? Private. Letting them niggas in. Tavia.
A was private? Mm-hmm. Oh, no, check my answer key.
Check my answers. What's the name?
I heard it. I must have heard it wrong.
Yeah, y'all put the wrong thing up, so.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Nakia
now, by the way.
Kia's original answer was A, limit family influence. Yeah, but you put a B out there. You said she was open to him.
No, I meant that she kept it. I want
Nope.
because if you no. Check it out. If I check the last game, we had the same opposite because I thought that you wanted to keep it private. Nonetheless, we're cool. We'll take the L. It's all good. It's all good. At least we know we'll see counsel. It's good. It's a win. It's a win.
No,
we never
but that's what I'm saying. You want to seek counsel. You was open.
Yeah.
No, we good.
Same thing, right?
I'm already here.
Private.
I said private.
You said okay, but I thought private anyway. All right.
Okay.
All right. So final question. 8. Fellas, would your wife say that A, she's more dominant, or would your wife say B, that you are more dominant? A, she would say she's more dominant.
Oh, okay.
B, she would say that you're more dominant. 3, 2, 1, hold your hands up. A. So Colin says A, that his wife would say that she's more dominant. And Sean and Ali both said that their wives would say that they were more dominant. Wives, you can validate, but I'm going to check on this one. 3, 2, 1, validate. Cool. Everybody agreed here. So I'm tripping. No, I'm gonna let it be because I feel like
I knew some
no. It was real easy for Michelle to hold up the A this time, but I know the last question was, what do you think your husband would say? But Michelle would easily say, "I'm the more dominant." Okay, cool. All right, let's get to it. Now, listen.
I don't like the question.
I'm glad we've had some fun today, man. We really have a bigger conversation that we want to have too. I think one of the things that people often deal with in relationship too is like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I thought this as a kid. When we get married, we're gonna have some good sex. We're gonna be out here getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Every chance we can. And I know that there's time for that. But we just want to debunk, you know what I'm saying, for people this myth around that your wife or your husband is your sex toy. All right, and so we want to get to some conversation about what real conversations about sex look like in a marriage. But we're gonna have to save that for Patreon. And so for our people who are subscribed to Patreon, who pay money to support us, we love you, and because of that, we bring you our best content. We know that sex can be a hot topic, we know it, but we don't quite have the time to do it here in the regular portion of our episode. So meet us on Patreon for the extended version to find out if these couples be really getting it in. All right, cool. Otherwise, man, we are about to transition into working and winning. Yes. Working and winning simply says that if you woke up this morning, you can see, hear, smell, taste, touch, feel, and your body works. And if your body works, you have everything that you need to win. And so what we like to do is celebrate one way or talk about one way we are working. And then we love to give other people food for thought, right? Some kind of a resource, tool, or piece of information that can help you win, right? So how are we working? And then one thing that can help somebody else win. We're just going to go we're going to go clockwise. We'll start with Team Hank. Give us y'all's working and winning.
So we kept it in the scope of couples, family, marriage. So for the work right now, especially in this season, we're just all over the place. So the work is like managing schedules for the kids, competitive travel sports, careers, businesses, us as a couple, etc. And it's pulling us in a million different directions, and oftentimes we are feeling stretched.
Yeah.
And what happens with that is balls get dropped.
Yeah.
And, that can create conflict. Shut up. So,
getting dropped causing conflict.
Hey, Colin,
what often happens is we can be stretched and then balls get dropped. I was like,
Colin, so we kind of dipping into the Patreon a little bit, but do you use an ice pack?
Oh, Lord. So anyway, and so I think that our work is managing the schedules, communicating what schedules are, managing expectations of each other in this hectic, chaotic season of life that we're in.
Yeah. It is crazy. And my mom that has been through that, obviously, way on the other side of life, she'll remind us, it's like, yeah, that's the season. Like, there's the season. It's not forever, but that's the season y'all are in. I would say the win, though, connected to that is something we're going to get back to that we used to do that we're realizing may be effective right now, is the weekly report card. And so what we would do, and I think it was like on Sunday, whenever you pick one day a week where you say, hey, what are some areas that I'm doing good right now for you, like, and loving you, and then what is like just give me one area that, like, hey, can you work on this week, this upcoming week? And so when it comes to that next week, you will give a report card, like, hey, grade me. How did I do this week on that area? Do you want me to continue to work on it for another week, or is there some other area you now want me to focus on? We would do that for each other. We're gonna get back to that because I think that'll help us be more intentional about the work of the marriage, which can easily be put on back burner in this season, where it's just like, all right, now that I've done all these things, we got 15 minutes left for each other before the day is over, and that's not sustainable. So we want to make sure we're more intentional.
Thank you, Team Haynes. Nichols, let's do it. Working and winning.
I would say our working is around communication. You know, like we said earlier, you can only control yourself. And so keeping that in mind, we are both intentional about our own individual growth, making sure that, you know, we're active in therapy, but also, you know, seeking wise counsel, so that we can continue to improve on ourselves and how we communicate and how we show up for other people. So that's the thing I would say is working for us. And something that we do to also, you know, have those check-ins, kind of similar to what Colin was just saying, is that we put it on a calendar, because a calendar is important. We got 4 kids in this house. Everybody has things to do. We put it on the calendar, but we have what we call a fans chat that we do weekly. And the fans is an acronym. It's feelings, appreciation, needs, and spirituality. And so we just both kind of just share in those 4 areas so that we can check in with each other. It allows for a space to communicate about maybe something that we experienced that we have to work through with that particular week. But it keeps us accountable to each other to create that space to continue to work on our marriage. But it's an avenue for us to communicate about hard things too.
Yeah, I would say the win is that despite the real-time challenges that all marriages experience, that we're still blessed enough to be able to assist with counseling other married couples with the issues that they may be dealing with.
Cool. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Team Nichols. All right, Ali Strong. What's your work, and then what's that food for thought so somebody else can win?
Working, I would say similar to Team Haynes, just maintaining everything that we've built, and realizing that everything that we're doing and working is everything that we worked hard to get into, and we prayed for: our family, our jobs, our businesses, and the work. Everything is like going on all cylinders. The career, you know, the real estate business, you know, closing contracts this week. So we're working to the max on all the things that we've created for ourselves. And I'll start off with some of the winning part of it. You can finish, but I think the winning in it is realizing that, you know, in the work, and it's exhausting, that these are the things that we prayed for and we asked for. And the other win is knowing that we've achieved these things and being now 40 and starting to dream new dreams. So the winning also is getting to the part where you achieve some things that we put in place for ourselves, but now being able to dream new dreams for the next 40 years of our lives. But you can add more to the win.
Yeah, no, on the work side though, I just say we have a innate automated built-in time in the morning. Like, we have about at least an hour of time where we're literally like, all right, flushing through the day, right? And it happens just every single day, almost to a point where we kind of get anxious about the moment, right? But we have it, right? And it allows us to like literally go through each and every part of our day, because every day is almost different. But it's the same, if that makes sense. Some of y'all get that.
We over communicate. So where I love that you guys have those intentional spaces and times, and I don't even know if we tried that because we're like constantly communicating. So I don't even know if we have retreats and stuff, of course, for AG, and we're doing strictly like business. But because we over communicate daily, we haven't needed to kind of set aside a time like you guys do, which I think is beautiful. So. That's a part of the work, though. And communicating is a lot.
And the win is, so today, right? The win is all the things that we have worked towards. Our kids have trunk or treat, right? We're going to execute on that. We have a client that we're closing that out on AG today, right? And then we have built-in time together to watch Miami play Florida State. So we know the road, even in dialing in this, right? So I'm sure all the seasoned vets out there, they really have a schedule, an agenda for each of their day, even if it's not documented, it's in their head. And that's one of the work and the winning a part of it, right? Don't just go about your day individual, right? Because if you're in a relationship, you can't think about what you got going on individually. You have to come together, like we all are saying, and plan it out bit by bit. Because I'm telling you, something's going to happen in that day to where it's going to throw you off. But if you talked about it, right, you at least know how to pivot a little bit and navigate through it.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Ali Strong. I'll get into my working and winning, and I'll make it really quick. So my working is that for those of you who are on here, fellas, you know that I have applied to be a part of a group that supports speakers, right? Public speaking is one of the things I'm doing, speaking, teaching, coaching, training, and performing. And I just got the news that I was denied from the organization that I applied for. It took a blow on my ego. I can speak, man. That's what I do. My father was a preacher in music, so it took a blow on my ego. But what the CEO did, instead of just what the guy did, instead of just sending me a letter and saying, hey, we're not going to accept you, actually called me. We had a great conversation. He was very transparent about what is needed. And what I recognize is that the denial wasn't because I'm not a good speaker. He's pretty much like, hey, if I put you in front of anybody, they're going to be happy because you got the gift. But he's pretty much like, you got to have more content around your speaking. And so, regardless of whether I reapply for that organization or not, the work that I'm going to have to do to even get bookings is what he was talking about. So I still got to, get past the ego, hear what he's saying and work on that. And so I plan to. My win for y'all, I want to give y'all this word of advice for win. If you are a single person and you desire to be in a relationship, get you some married friends. Get you some married friends. These guys are changing the way that I even date. Just because of the advice that they've given me. And some of the advice that you heard today is advice or things that I've already heard, right? So it's changing the way that I date. And even though I've been married before, I've definitely had pains and difficulties about getting back into the place. But having married friends, encourages that work. On top of that, be the type of person that your married friends' wives would be okay with them hanging around. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your married friends at difficulty because of how you move and act. And so, that's my word of win today. So I want to invite one of our guests, one of our families to end us out with prayer. How we do?
If I could, before we do that, I'm not going to pray it out because I prayed it in, but I want to salute the Haynes because we didn't when it happened, right? And we need to salute that because the type of obstacle they faced, a lot of people in our community, a lot of people in general face the same type of obstacle. I want to commend y'all and salute y'all for utilizing the tools y'all already had, right? And bring it together to come back to where y'all are. Because y'all are in a great place. I see it. I didn't even know that y'all had it, right? So to even come here and having y'all stand like y'all standing like it ain't never happened, I think we need to salute that, right? Real talk. And I hope everybody who's listening to that, they find the same path. Not even, it doesn't have to be the same path, but you have the tools to navigate your situation to resolve. So shout out to the Haynes on that.
Shout out to the Haynes.
I can pray us out.
Let's get it.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you today giving you thanks. We want to thank you for blessing us with yet another day. Specifically, we want to thank you for providing us with the opportunity to be able to come together to speak about the beautiful unions that you have joined together. We know that what you have joined together, that no man shall pull apart. And we know that you are working in this space because there will be someone who will be blessed enough to hear this and will be able to impart something that they have learned into their lives and into their relationships to improve and elevate their situation. So again, we want to make sure that we give you the glory and that everything that we do, everything that we speak, everything that we exude into this world, that it glorifies you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
That was fun.
Not in competition, boy, I know your strengths. I can star on your team, play support on your bench. I'ma rock with you forever, bro, that's what makes sense. You know, been tested, you showed up in the trench. Ain't no fake love between us, cause we don't get out an inch. Peace king for life, that's how we work and we win. Real friends. Real friends. Where would I be without my, Hey son, who gon' ride for me like my day one?